Yo, what's up, guys, and welcome back to our Canucks GM mode. So, in last episode, we had the off season, and we picked up actually two pieces to the team. One is a pretty good player, and he is an 83. He's actually a center, but we put him on the left side. Xavier Hunter. This guy's a center grinder, medium top 9 forward, and he's already an 83 at 22 years of age. I don't know if he's going to grow much more, but he is a great player. He was a 4th round pick of the Montreal Canadiens back in 2026. So he has grown a lot since that draft. I'm hoping he's a good player for us. Unfortunately, Montreal couldn't re-sign him for them. But this is what our lines look like for this season, so you guys could see. I did show you at the end of the last episode, but I thought I'd show you again. So in this episode, we are going to do the entire season simulation, I'd assume, and maybe the playoffs the next episode if we could get that far. If we don't get to the playoffs, then we're just going to do the off season as the next video, because we are going to be going through a bit of a rebuilding stage, I think, with this team. I don't expect us to win the cup again this year, but you never know. So let's send out our scout for the start of the season. Let's scout more defensemen, because we need a top 4 defensive prospect, because we only have like top 6 defensive prospects at the moment. Let's see how our preseason goes. So we start off with a loss in overtime, but then a nice 7-3 win. Games against Calgary, San Jose, there's a nice win again, 8-3. Then there's a 1-0 loss to the team that eliminated us last season. And in the preseason, what is our record going to be once this dialogue box pops up? There it is. It's a good year for rookies apparently again. So 9-1 loss. So we went 2-3-1 in the preseason. It's not the greatest. Hopefully this season simulation is better. So let's go up to November the 2nd. See how our first month NHL action is for this 28-29 season. So first game of the season is against Columbus on home ice, and we lose 4-0. So we don't score a single goal to start off the season. But the next game we win for Buffalo, so that's nice. And we win again, so we're winning on the road right now. And we already have an injury to, what the hell, to the guy I signed in free agency. Xavier Hunter, injured with elbow surgery, out till January 23rd. So this guy's out literally like the entire season almost. Like, this guy's gonna miss like a couple months with elbow surgery. In his first like few games he played with us, he gets injured. So I don't think we have a depth forward, actually, do we? We only have Gustafsson. Yeah, so we're going to have to call up a forward. Yeah, we're going to call up a forward. Let's just put Gustafsson in that spot for now. But we are going to call up a depth forward. I think probably Ruchin, just because I don't want to play Gustafsson as a forward. So yeah, Ruchin's going to be coming up to the NHL. It sucks that we have to deal with injuries again. Like last season, we dealt with so many injuries, and that's probably why we got eliminated in the first round. Like Al William missed the entire playoffs because of it. He was injured like twice with an MCL sprain. So let's just go best lines in the minors, and then we're going to go back down here where Gustafsson is and put in Nolan Ruchin, and he's gonna stay with us the entire season as like a depth kind of guy, I think. Can we still win without Xavier, or whatever his name was? Xavier Hunter. There's another win, so we've won 3 games in a row now, scoring 4 goals in each of them. And now we're on a 4-game winning streak. Can we make it 5? Yes, we do. Wow. This team is doing pretty good for the first couple games. After that first loss against Columbus, we've won 6 in a row now. And we beat Winnipeg as well. Yes, we do. 7-1. Nice. If we win a President's Trophy, that'll be fine, but damn, 8-1 in our first 9 games. Wasn't expecting this kind of start, especially considering we had an injury in the first 3 games of the season. So Enders isn't liking his ice time. Okay, we might have to give him more ice time somehow. Maybe give him some power play time or something. I don't know. So that should be the end of that month. So 8-1, so we should be probably first in our division, I assume. Yeah, we are first in our division, right above the Arizona Coyotes. So let's go to edit lines and see if we could give Enders a bit more ice time. I don't know how we could give him more ice time. Maybe we could use him as a winger instead of Fisturani. Whose face-offs are good on this line? I think they're all 71. Wyman, 71. Yeah, I think we'll use Wyman as the centerman. And we can move Enders up to the left wing side. And put Festerani on the right side because he's a right-handed shot. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. And hopefully he likes his ice time more because he's playing on the second line now. He should be getting a lot more shifts out of that. So let's go another month, and then we'll go another month, and then we'll check the player stats. So at the end of, like on January 1st, we'll check the player stats for the first half of the season. There's another win, so we are on a great winning streak, and then it's going to be ended, there by the San Jose Sharks. So we're 9-2 in our first 11 games. I don't expect that to continue the entire season. I expect us to have like a really bad month, probably like later in the season. So we'll go with defenseman again. Even though there's not a lot of defensemen in the QMJHL, I need to get defensive prospects into this organization. Like I said, we don't have anybody better than the top 6 potential, and a lot of our defensive core is older. Yuel Levy is like 30 years of age, so we're going to have to kind of look for like replacements. And we are 12-2 in our first 14 games. Wow. And Gravel seems like he's letting in not a lot of goals, so maybe our only losses are coming from Lundberg. There's a 7-2 loss, so I don't know if that was Lundberg or Gravel. Probably Lundberg. There's back-to-back losses for the first time this season. I'm interested to see how Gravel's been playing in this first little bit, because Gravel could be the one with all the wins, and Lundberg could be like 0-4 or something. And Gravel is actually close to beating the all-time record for wins by a Vancouver Canucks goalie. He's close to beating Roberto Luongo. He's also up there in shutouts and stuff like that, because I've been doing kind of like an analytics thing on Excel and seeing how close players are to beating current records. Like Bo Horvat's, I think, 3rd all-time in points on the Vancouver Canucks now. Like, he's only behind Daniel and Henrik Sedin. He's got almost as much games played as Henrik does. So we'll go one more month, and then we'll check the player stats. This looks like a really busy month of December. And we're still getting wins. 18-5. Wow. How are we 20-5? This team simulates really well, even though we have like a pretty weak bottom 6, I'd assume. Well, our bottom line is weak. And we're even without our 83 Xavier. I was going to say Xavier Alcock, because Xavier Alcock, I think, was someone in our, not our Canucks gym mode, our Islanders gym mode, but I can't remember. So Boris Sankov has been injured till March with post-concussion syndrome, so that is not good. Another left wing injury, so we might have to call up somebody again here. Or we could just put in defenseman. But defenseman was a defensive defenseman. How's his offensive stats? Oh, he's 2-way, actually. He's not that bad, so yeah, we'll just put him in. Even though he's not a forward, we could still let him get some ice time that way. And we got some player morale. Let's see. So Endress, he's liking his performances, and I think his ice time is improving, so that is good, because he is a youngster and he might be one of the backbones of the team in the next coming years, because Bo Horvat's probably going to be close to retirement soon. Like I said, Yuel Levy is. Wyman's kind of getting there because he's like 30 years of age almost. Bitten's getting there, so we're a bit of an older team now, so we might need to go back into a rebuilding stage for a couple of seasons and kind of retool before going back on those like nice conference finals appearances and winning Stanley Cups and that sort of thing. But this team is simulating really well. Like, we haven't been on like a major losing streaks at all this season. 27-6-1. Like, are we gonna get 30 wins before January 1st? That'd be pretty crazy. There's a loss though, so we are not going to get any before January 1st. We could still get 29 wins. There's win number 28, and we haven't even lost 10 games yet. Like, this might be our greatest season in Canucks, in our Canucks GM mode so far, if it continues in the second half, but I don't know if it will. So we're 29-7-1 at the halfway point of the season, and we are currently like 12 points above second in our division, so we have a big lead, but hopefully it continues to play like that during the entire season, not just the first half of it. So let's take a look at our player stats, and then we'll check the team stats. So currently leading us in points is Mikhail Alboling. Our entire center players, we have 4 of our center players are all in the top few, so Alboling coming back from that injury is huge for us. 33 points in 37 games. Last year he had like 41 points in his 44 games he played. before his MCL sprain that took him out till May. Nolan Patrick, 26 points. Scheifele, 25 points. See, that's why I re-signed him for that 1 more year deal. He is dropping and his potential is dropping, so I think this might be his last season with us and his last season in the NHL. He has been a very good player for us for the last 4 or 5 years now. Bo Horvat, 24 points. Mikulski, 22 points. Liljegren, 21 points, but no goals. Ty Smith, 20 points. Stamkos has got 20 points in his rookie season as a 78 overall. That's kind of interesting. This guy's listed as a low top 9, but this is his first full season with us, and he's got 20 points in 37 games. Don't know how that'll continue throughout the entire season. Nazarov, 18. Uelivi, 18. See, that's why Uelivi is kind of a bit of a wild card. He's 30 years of age, and he's only puts up half as much points as games played. Raffle's not playing that good, surprisingly, too. Wyman, 17 points. Ruchin, 15. Fisterani, 13. Enders, only 12 points. Fenisenkov had 10 before his injury. Bitten's not getting that much points either this year, 8 points. And Janus is continuing to be a really bad defenseman, only 3 points in 37 games. And Gustafson's got 2 points in 8 games, and Hunter played only 3 games with us before his injury, and he had no points. Goaltending wise, let's see, so Gravel, 3 shutouts, 23 and 6. See, this is why I didn't keep Demko and I kept him instead. He's a really good simulator. Gravel, except for in the playoffs, I guess. He's got a 2.18 goals against average as well, and a 925 save percentage, so he might win the Vezina this year. And then Lundberg has a high goals against average, 2.6, but he's 6-1-1 with a 914 save percentage and 1 shutout. So, pretty good performance from our netminders. So, I guess we might be a good defensive team this year. Let's take a look at the stats for the teams this season so far, and then we'll go on to the next half of the season. So, entire league, we are first in the entire league by 10 points. And we have 2 games in hand over Columbus, so we might win another President's Trophy potentially this year if we keep it up. Goals for per game average, we are 6th in the entire league, right behind the Pittsburgh Penguins. We're actually tied with Dallas. Goals against per game, we are number 1 with 2.35 goals against a game. Our power play is also top 10 behind the LA Kings. I think it's top 10 or top 11 or 12. Our penalty kill is the best in the league. Wow. 90.7%. We've only allowed in 7 goals on 75 power plays for the opposing team. So we have definitely been a very good defensive team in that sort of thing, but our offense still needs to get it done. Maybe that's why people like Bitten doesn't have points and that sort of thing. So hopefully we have a good defensive and offensive next half of the season and force our way into the playoffs. So let's go up to February the 1st. See how our team is. I don't think we're going to make any trades again this year at the deadline unless we want to make one for the future, but I might just save the off season for that instead. Like I said, I think in last episode, all these episodes are going to be pretty much pre-recorded episodes because I do kind of need to get this GM mode all pre-recorded before NHL 18 drops. That way you guys can watch a lot of it. If I don't finish the entire GM mode, I don't end off in 2040 something, then I'll probably just do it offline and then I could tell you guys the results if you want to know what the results are on Twitter. So I think it said Hunter is back. Was Hunter back? Yeah, Hunter is back, which is good news. He hasn't played since the beginning of the season. So Ruchin, you are going to get your ass out of there. And then we're going to put Ruchin in where Gustafson is. Even though Gustafson has jumped up to an 80 as a forward, which is kind of interesting. So Ruchin, you can play there. And I just realized Stamkos and Bitten have been on the same line, but somehow Stamkos has a shit ton more points than Bitten. So, you know what? Actually, I'm going to put Hunter on the 4th line for now because I don't want him to get re-injured. But he should be able to get back to full health. Once he's back to full health, I'll put him on the 3rd line. Because if he gets re-injured, that will suck because he missed it. Oh, as just as I'm saying, he gets re-injured with elbow surgery and he's out till March. So I'll just go replace player. Okay, maybe we should take it easy with our injury players. And we are not doing good in January so far. We are 1-4. Make that 1-5 now. So this is the type of season I was expecting us to have more, where we don't win a lot of games, but we're still having a good season simulation just because of the start of it. As we are now on a 3-game winning streak again, so now we're starting to play better. 4 in a row. Can we keep it up against LA going into the All-Star break on a 5-game winning streak? We got some player morale first. Let's see. So Albeling, team performance is really a non-issue. Yeah, no, I don't know what you liked again. He doesn't care. Okay, but he's 26 years of age now, Albeling, and he's actually been one of the. I think he's been our best point per game player, and he's getting 0.82 points per game, which means he's just getting as much points per game as people like Henrik Sedin did with the Canucks. So I think Albeling's one of the best centers the Canucks have ever had. And we go on a 6-game winning streak at the end of January. So we are now 36-11-2. Let's go one more month right up to the trade deadline and see how our record stands then. I think we're not going to make any trades still. Unless for some reason we lose every single game up to the trade deadline, I think we should be able to make the playoffs. So, edit scouting assignment. Let's see, where do we want to go? Russia probably? No. Rest of the world has 1 forward. That's interesting. Okay, maybe we should only just... Yeah, we'll scout in North America still. In the United States this time. Game against the Boston Bruins coming up here on home ice. Can we beat them? Oh, wow, we have another injury. So Ruslan Nazarov, a defensive injury, has been injured till February the 17th. Damn, that's not good. So I guess we could call up a forward and then replace, we could put our depth defenseman in that spot. So Sigali, I guess you're coming up. Damn, I wasn't expecting this much injuries. At least it's not as much as last year. So Gustafson, you're going to get replaced right there by, what's his name? By Sigal. And then we're going to put Sigal as there. Yeah, we're going to leave Sigal there. And we're going to put our depth defenseman in the spot of, what's his name? Whatever his name is, Gustafson is going to go there. So there you go. Mikulski up there now with Ua Levy. Okay, that's good. Except for the AHL. Oh, wait, actually, not the AHL. Shootout. Who do we want to put there again? Gustafson, I guess. Because it was a defensive injury. But Nazarov, it seems like this guy's like a bit of a puck hog in a sense. Because he scores a lot of goals, but he does not assist on a lot of goals. So, I don't know how he is with the rest of the team. Like, if the team likes him a lot or not. Like, how morale is with it. Game against Boston's another loss. So, we're 0-3 to start February. Game against New Jersey, and we win in overtime, okay. And we got a trade offer, so Howe's in a third for our first round pick. So it is a left winger, so it could help our left wing out a lot. And this guy is a top 6 forward, 25 years of age, 84 overall. Left wing power forward, but he's listed as a second line forward. I'm going to reject that trade just because he's got 1 year left on his deal. I would do that probably during the off season. And Nolan Ruchin's been injured now, so we probably should have accepted that trade. So I'm going to have to call up another player from our AHL club. So 1 sec, guys. Okay, guys, so I called up Adrian Clark from the AHL team. So he is now on the NHL squad as well. So we're going to have to do a lot of micromanaging with all these injuries. Nazarov's already back. Sorry, it's taking so long to do all this stuff, guys. So who was it? Oh yeah, it was Gustafson. So we'll put Nazarov down there for now. Nazarov's still in 89. We're just gonna put him on the third defensive pair until he's fully back to health, because I'm not getting him re-injured again. And Mark Scheifele's now been injured with a concussion until March 17th. Goddamn. Okay, I'm gonna go best lines, I guess, because this is just getting ridiculous with the amount of injuries. It's just like what happened with last season. Like, I don't even have the injuries that high up. I just don't understand what's going on. So we're going to put Patrick back to the first line. I'll still change up some of this because, yeah, like that. Even though that's a defenseman. Yeah, okay, that works. There you go. I don't know why we're having so much injuries all of a sudden. Like, it seems like even if you have injuries low, all of a sudden you just get a shit ton of injuries. So let's just go best lines again for a sec, because we just got another player back. So Ruchin, you go over here. Bitten, you go as the centerman. Endress, you go here. And Patrick, you go to the first line. And Fisterani, go in there. Yeah, that works. Hopefully Scheifele returns kind of soon. I think he wasn't supposed to be out that long. Maybe like a month or something. Because we don't want to like end his career and then he never plays again during the playoffs. And oh my god. One sec, guys. Okay, I just decided to replace him instead because Adrian Clark has been injured, the guy we called up for the remainder of the season. Our record is basically 40-20 so far this season, and Rutter's been injured with an injury down in the minors, so Ovechkin's going to get some time to play down there now in Utica. But our Utica team is playing actually really good with Olsen as the starter. So I should check his stats probably at the end of the season as well. So Rutter is already back. God damn, all these injuries. They seem to pile up. So Rutter is going to go in there, and Olsen's up to an 80 overall now. So yeah, he's definitely going to be ready for next season, guys, if he stays like that. Damn, 80 overall, and he's only 20 years of age. And wow, okay, look at his stats. 21-8, and he's got a 1.91 and a 933, 6 shutouts, 1 assist. This guy's going to be a beast when he's in the NHL. Like, look at his reflex. Already at 4.5 stars. His athletics already at 3.5, and his puck control's at 2.5. And he still has all the offseason even to just grow and become a better player for next season. So we are 42-18-2 at the trade deadline, so I'm definitely not going to make any trades. Our AHL is 34-13-9. So let's just go to the right to the end of the season and check our player stats, because I think we should be a playoff team with this type of record. So Stefan Alfredson, that's a defensive player, but I don't really like claiming players off of this. 23 years of age, no, low top 6. If it was a medium or a high top 6, I'd claim him, but a low, not very good. Because low potential players don't seem to grow that much, except for like Mikhail Albolin's been pretty good, but he's only stayed like an 85, 86, but he plays good. So Finisenkov is back from his injury. Best lines, change it up again. I have to keep on doing this. And then go like that. Patrick, there. And I think Bo Horvat's literally only missed one game, guys, since he's started playing for us in 2016, 2017. Which is pretty crazy. He's been on like an Iron Man streak, and the only game he missed was last season. I wonder if we're going to win another President's Trophy with this type of record. I wasn't expecting us to make the playoffs this year even. Like, I know a lot of our players are older and still decent overalls, but I didn't think we were going to be this good. So I'm going to leave Hunter scratched until he's back to full health, because I am not letting him get re-injured, and same with you, Scheifele, because I don't want that injury bug to keep it up. So let's just go a bit longer. So, okay, Hunter is back fully from injury, it says, and Scheifele doesn't say anything about, so I might have to keep Scheifele out a bit longer, unless he actually is back to full health. So let's just go best lines once again. Okay, Scheifele's dropped to an 84 now. That is not good to see. Yeah, I think definitely this year is his last season, which really sucks. I'm still going to leave him as our second line forward, though, because he's pretty good. What was I going to do? That was like that. And then, let's see, Stamkos I want inside the lineup instead, and a Finisenkov instead of Ruchin. There you go. Defensively looks fine. Okay. And goalies, yeah, that looks good. Scratched. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So we should be good to go again for the remainder of the season. Hopefully none of these guys get re-injured again, and hopefully Scheifele doesn't keep dropping off. He's probably going to, though, because he's down to an 84. I think by the end of the season he's going to be down to like an 81 or an 80 almost. Like, he is going to retire probably with us, but I'm going to keep him in the lineup just because I want him to win maybe another Stanley Cup with this team if he can. If not, he had a really good career with us. Like, he was good mostly, obviously, with Winnipeg. But when we brought him over, he was actually almost a point per game in the playoffs. And he was almost a point per game during the regular season as well. So he was a big part of the team. And the AHL team has actually, made the playoffs. And Scheifele, speaking of which, has said he's been underperforming. Well, it's probably because you're dropping off, man. It's probably because you're old. He's actually losing morale too, which is not good to see. I have him on the second line though, so he should be fine. Like, I don't understand why his morale wasn't happy or anything. Like, Benton seems to be happy still on the fourth line, even though he's like a third liner. I think we might have a chance of winning another President's Trophy unless another team randomly took off and we just like dropped a bunch in comparison. Because our record is 55-21-2. But just because we have a good record during the regular season doesn't mean we're going to have a good playoff record. Because like last year we had a really good regular season, but we were out in the first round. Looks like the most we could get is 59 wins. And Nazarov's been injured with a sore knee, so he's going to miss the first little bit of the playoffs. Oh my god, why are all these injuries just keep piling up the last 2 seasons? At least Mikulski's a very good replacement though for that top line. Yeah, this episode might be a bit long. Depends of how I've made any cuts in it. Because just with all these injuries that have piled up, it's added so much time to the video. So I apologize for that, guys. Who is the guy that we were going to put? Oh, yeah, Gustafsson. Yeah. At least Gustafsson's a solid depth defenseman. He's better than a Coin. I don't even know where a Coin signed. Adrian Clark is back. We'll leave him because he's a depth player. And Colorado, last game of the season. Can we get our 58th win? Yes, we do. So 58-22-2. I think that's like the most wins we've had in regular season. And we finished first in the conference with 118 points. Just beating out the Edmonton Oilers. Did we win another President's Trophy? That is the question. And then we'll go to player stats. So, did we win another President's Trophy? Yes, we did. I think. Yeah, we have clinched the President's Trophy. So we've won another President's Trophy in this GM mode. I think that's like our 4th or 5th. Goals for per game average. We are top 3 in the league. Nice, just behind San Jose and Florida. Goals against per game. We were 2nd in the league behind the Edmonton Oilers. Power play percentage looks pretty nice actually. Yeah, our power play was number 1 in the league, so our power play took off in the second half of the season, 24.7%. And our penalty kill, it dropped off a tiny bit, but it's still second best in the league. So we had good stats in all around. 28-12-1 on home ice, and then 30-10-1 on the road. 8-2-0 in our last 10. So now let's take a look at the player stats for this season. We're going to go by position first. I see, though, that Elbling led the way in points again. 81 points in 82 games for Mikhail Elbling. So he continues to be almost a point per game, but he was a -2 this season, which is kind of weird. And then Horvat had 69 points. Nolan Patrick, 52. Scheifele, 41, because 41 and 68 is still pretty good, and he's only 84 now. Enders, 27 points. Bitten, 22 on the 4th line. Hunter, 6 points in 16 games, but he was injured for a lot of it. And then Segal, no points in the 18 games as a depth player. Left wingers, Corey Raffel had 50 points, nice. 41 points for Festerani, 21 for Ruchin, 19 for Fenisenkov. Wyman had 37 points, only 5 goals, but still 37 points. Stamkos is a 78 overall, had 34 points in 82 games, and Clark had no points in 3 games. Defenseman Mikulski had 60 points, 19 goals, 41 assists. Ulevi, 46 points. Smith, 44. Liljegren, 38. Nazarov, 33. And still, Nazarov seems to be a goal-scoring guy only, as he's got 24 goals, 9 assists. Usually this guy is really good for goals for per game, but not assist-wise and point-wise per game. So 33 points for Nazarov. Janus only 9 points, but 8 goals. And Gustafsson, 8 points as a depth defenseman. Nice. Goaltending-wise, Gravel, 12 shutouts. Holy shit. 48, 19, and 1. So he went 48 and 20 pretty much on the season. 2.15 goals against average. and a 926 save percentage, and like I said, 12 shutouts. So I think Gravel might win the Vezina this season. And then Lundberg, 10-3-1 with a 2.64 goals against average and a 909 save percentage, 1 shutout. So very good performance from that. And let's just check quickly on Chad Olson and see who we're up against in round number 1. Yeah, this video is going to be long. 1.94 goals against average still for Olson in 51 games, 27, 13, and 4, 932 save percentage, and 6 shutouts. So yeah, this guy's going to be a beast when he comes into the NHL. So I think during this offseason, we actually have to let go of Lundberg. Like Lundberg, he's a solid backup, but he's only an 83, and I think Olson's going to be like an 84 by next season, if we're lucky, or he might be the same overall. So now that that's done, let's take a look who we're up against in the first round of the playoffs. Hopefully it's somebody that we've had good luck with and we've beaten before. It is going to be... Yeah, see, we won the President's Trophy. It just sit on the top. We're playing the LA Kings. Now, I think this is the first time we've actually played the LA Kings in the playoffs before. I don't know if you guys could hear the ice cream truck in the background. Sorry about that. But I think this might be the first time we played the Kings. They finished 44, 33, and 5 in the regular season. So let's take a look at what their lines look like going into round number 1. So on paper, we have better offense, worse defense actually by a bit, just because probably Nazarov's injury, and then we have better goaltending. I think Kevin Fiala signed there actually during free agency, but I don't know if he's still there. So let's go view opponents. So yeah, Kevin Fiala on the first line alongside of Magnus Kruger and Tommy Karanen. So not the worst first line, or the best first line. Dvorak, Kreisky, and Wheeler. Okay. Sushi, McCarron, and Shrimp. And then Riley Smith there. Still is a 38-year-old Abdelkader and Weber. So not the scariest team on forward-wise. Defensively, though, they have Rasmus Anderson now from Calgary, alongside of Lack, and then Kincaid and Emelin, Bobkov, and Halschuk. So not a scary defensive core either. And goaltending-wise is solid. You got an 84 and an 84. And then scratched, not the scariest either. Joe Veleno is actually there too. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Canucks Jamboats. In next episode, we will take on the LA Kings in round number 1 and hopefully get past the first round this year. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.